Alright, howdy, good evening everyone. So, this evening we are casting ARSN, otherwise known as Arsenal, versus TIMP. T1MP is their ticker, and that stands for Toddlers in a Mosh Pit. I really like that name, it makes me smile. So this is a Division F match. Both teams are already in the lobby, and I believe they're both locked. Yeah, they are, so we're just going to dive straight into it. The initial 2v2 is played on Canyon Network, and it is fixed mechs. Should be a Vapor Eagle and a Blackjack, with some flavour of PPC, can either be Snubnose or ER. ER PPCs for Team 2. I think overall that makes sense on this map. And the same for Team 1. Right, so the game begins. Canyon Network, lots of opportunity for pop-tarting. Got to be really accurate with those shots though. I've got to tell you, I'm really useless in PPCs. But looks like these guys are better than I am. Vindicated taking early bit of damage there, but he got equal amount of damage on his opponent. Iron Ninja. This is Arsenal in Team 1 and Toddlers in a Mosh Pit in Team 2. Some good initial trades, nice strike, hitting Vindicated, he's now down to 87%. Playing very long range to begin with. Not messing around though. Another good strike, I think it just clipped Zarfod, sorry. Let's go and take a look from Team 2's side. They've got a pretty good position up here on the high ground, decent cover. They're laying down some accurate fire. I think they're winning their trades overall. Those strikes certainly have been helping. Iron Ninja now pushing across the open ground, moving up towards where Theta usually is. Vindicated down to 77%, Zarfod down to 76%. Slowly losing these trades. They can still pull it back though, both still with very decent armour. Both teams now slowly pushing into each other, certainly getting closer range than it was. My Ninja took a good hit there, down to 80%. Oh, that was a good shot. Yeah. So I thought took a good kick in the face there, 67%. Got to be super careful not to silhouette yourself on the high ground too much. I like the pop-tarting that's going on here. Oh, Sarfod takes another good shot to the chops.
25% of the enemies are eliminated.
And there he goes.
Critical losses. We need you to pull through.
It's all down to Vindicated now. He could still pick Iron Ninja off. Iron Ninja and Myriad now pushing in. That's probably a good move. I think Vindicated knows what he's doing. He sees Iron Ninja's the softer target, hopefully. And he's going for it. He needs to be careful. Here comes Myriad Digits behind him. He sees the danger, but this could be too late. Still manages to get a good shot on Iron Ninja. Iron Ninja needs to be careful. He could still go down. He's down to 38% now. If Vindicated can secure this kill, he'll at least earn a point for his team before he goes down. Oh.
Come in. Control to surface. Can anyone read?
Unlucky Vindicated. Well played both teams. So, Toddlers in a Mosh Pit takes round 1, the 2v2 round. Well done. Right, let's take a look at the stats. Decent damage from both teams. It was a good start to the match. Scoreboard initially looks like this. Now I need to switch teams because it looks like Toddlers in a Mosh Pit would like to play Team 1. Alright, so we're on to the first 5v5 drop of the match, which is on Forest Colony Slow Classic, fighting over Kappa. And this consists of 3 lights, 1 medium and 1 heavy. So while we're waiting, we can take a look at the map. With my pre-drawn childish squiggles all over it. It's kind of simple. I think usually it turns into a brawl quite quickly over Kappa. Obviously where I've drawn people coming from is just projected. A lot of teams just run straight into each other. But there is also fairly often some play down in the water here. Either one team or the other will wish to fight in open ground in the water. It makes things somewhat simpler, clearer and easier to call rather than fighting around these hills here where there's cover and trees and things. I don't know. It can get hectic when you're fighting around this cover and your team leader calls a specific target. You might not be able to see him and it takes you a few seconds to get into position, and by the time you do, things have gone wrong. So some team leaders will prefer to fight in the open ground where it's easier to focus fire. So looking at the latest results in Division F, Arsenal are currently in 4th place with 110 points, and Toddlers in a Mosh Pit are in 2nd place with 150 points. If either team score decent points from this match, they can both potentially, let me double check this, I believe they've both got scope to move up a slot. So we could see Arsenal overtaking 3-1-4, who are one slot above them. And also Timp could take the top slot from SPNC. This will be interesting. Yeah, so there's genuine stakes to play for. Both teams making themselves ready. Oh, this is unfortunate. Toddlers in a mosh pit are ready with 5 players. Arsenal can only field 4 players. So they're going to be fighting at a severe disadvantage. But I've got to give it to them, they're going to do it anyway. So I guess we're just going to launch straight into it. So this is a 4v5. Poor Arsenal, they're missing someone. Darn it. It's a shame they couldn't get someone to fill in for them, but yeah, I've got to give it to them, they're going to go for it anyway. So Toddlers in a mosh pit are now the villains of the piece. I'm only kidding. It is what it is. Alright, Toddlers in a mosh pit are bringing a Jenna, a linebacker, a locust, a bushwhacker, and an ink. I know what it is, I can't remember what it is. What is it? Incubus. So yeah, definitely brawl. Arsenal are in a roughneck, a K9, a mistlynx and a bushwhacker. Also fairly brawly, they're going to be at a bad disadvantage to begin with. But if they manage to focus fire and get an early kill on someone, they could still potentially win it. This is going to be a very tough match for them though. Early trading taking place. Looks like Arsenal want to push in across the water. Oh no, Kyle Y is well, he's laying down the fire, but he's in danger of being focused, and he is being focused. He's not moving very much. Arsenal really need to pick and focus on a target if they're to overcome this disadvantage as quickly as they're able. Still 5v4, they're putting up a great fight. Shadow Gamer is slowly picking away at Zap Sticks from up there on the high ground in his back. Oh no, Carl Y has gone down early. That is unfortunate for Arsenal. They're now down to 3 players only. Ninja's taken a significant amount of damage. He could be going down. Zapsticks is down as well. Arsenal's down to now a single pilot, Vindicated in the K9. Can Vindicated pick off Iron Ninja before he goes down? He's aiming for it, but unfortunately he doesn't have enough time. So yeah, Arsenal go down. Well played, Timp. Well played, Arsenal. You went in there and you had a good go at it, even though you were a pilot down to begin with. I respect that. So let's take a look at the stats. Toddler's obviously doing well there. Didn't lose any pilots. Arsenal also doing well. Good damage spread, especially considering they were a pilot down to begin with. Yeah, it was a good drop, and well played both teams. So now the scoreboard looks like this. Arsenal Arsenal taking a solid win there. Oh no, hang on. This isn't right. I've got it the wrong way round, haven't I? Gosh darn it. It was Toddlers that took that. Let me correct my mistake. Yes. Alright, there we go. Mistake corrected. Okay, so the next map is going to be Crimson Strait, Epsilon. 2 lights, 3 heavies. Let me work on this. So good news now for Arsenal, who have got their 5th player in, so now it's a proper 5v5. They were brave for taking the fight, going in with a missing pilot, but I mean, they did it anyway, so respect to them for that, and they didn't really lose anything because what else were they going to do apart from forfeit? But now both teams have 5 pilots each, which is great news for us because we like a fair fight. So let's take a quick look at the map. Here's the map, once again pre-drawn by me, both teams fighting over Epsilon. I'm expecting to see the light mechs spawning from Bravo spawn on each side, pushing to Epsilon. This is usually the thing that takes place. There's a little scrap over there, over Epsi. Doesn't always happen, but this is usually the way it does happen. And then the heavier mechs from Team 2 side could be up on the island, and from Team 1 side around Delta 4 and trading across the water there. That is a common scenario, but it doesn't always happen that way. Sometimes teams do different things, like a tunnel push through Wk5 and then push straight across. All sorts of weird things could happen, I really don't know. But we haven't got time to dwell over it because both teams are locked and ready, so we're just going to get straight into the action. Both teams now running 5 pilots. This is great news for the rest of the match. So the question is, how are they going to approach this map? Epsilon over here is the cap point that they're both fighting over. It is fairly well exposed. There's good fire from the good fire position from the island there. Can quite easily lay serious damage down on Epsilon. Good cover over here in the buildings. I think probably everyone watching this already knows this map really well, so I don't need to explain it to you. Arsenal are running. A rifleman. Is that 2 riflemen? Firestarter, Warhammer, Urban Mech, I believe. Toddlers in a mosh pit, Nightgear, Wolfhound, Jenna, Rifleman, and Linebacker. Timp making an early push for Epsilon. I don't blame them. If you can get in there and get the early cap, you can at least force your opponents to push a couple of mechs out there to try and retake it. They might ignore it. I mean, it's no big rush to begin with, but those points ticking away in your favour certainly isn't a bad thing. Iron Ninja and Myriad Digits on the case. Fortunately for Arsenal, oh no, Carl Y could not stop the cap, but his whole team is now here in the buildings. Trading away. Yeah, we've got 2 people in the background there for toddlers in a mosh pit sitting on the island, laying down fire onto Gator Beta, who's taking damage, steady and slow, but he's taking damage. Oh no, Carl White is pushing. I think he might be being a little bit too brave here. Yep, he goes. He's going to go down. He's legged already. He just stepped way out into the open there, and I feel like he gave himself away. But what's done is done. Now Iron Ninja and Davo Hacks are also in the thick of it. Davo Hacks is taking a significant amount of damage. He could be in serious trouble here. And Davo Hacks is about to go down. Oh, he's getting some good shots on Zarfod though. Zarfod goes down. Alright, Arsenal down two pilots, soon to be 3 pilots. Only Gator Beta and Vindicated remaining for Arsenal. Toddlers in a mosh pit have lost 2 pilots though. Can Arsenal somehow pull this back? Good strike there, doesn't end up helping them much. Vindicated and Gator Beta could pick off Iron Ninja here. Iron Ninja really needs to make a run for it. He's going to lose his mech if he's not careful. He's now got backup from Shadow Gamer. Gator Beta's now in serious trouble. Shadow Gamer pushing up. He's on 88% health. Relatively fresh compared to the 2 remaining Arsenal pilots. Gator Beta goes down. It's now all up to Vindicated. Can he get the late pick on Iron Ninja? No, he can't.
The enemy has capped enough resources. We've failed.
Well, that was well played, both teams. It was good to watch. I'm just glad both teams managed to drop with 5 pilots each. Yeah, that's pretty great. So, let's take a look at the stats. Shadow Gamer doing really well in the Rifleman 2C, 750 damage. Also Iron Ninja in his Jenner, I believe. It's a bit fuzzy on my screen. 520, yeah, pretty good. Good damage spread from the rest of the team. Arsenal, oh no, Kyle Y living up to his name. He pushed out into the water, I think, a little bit too early and kind of gave his mech away there. He went down for 66 damage. That's unfortunate. But from the rest of the team, though, it was a good damage spread. Good effort, Arsenal. So after that drop, the scoreboard looks a little something like this. And it's time for me to concentrate on what the next map is. Let's see, next map, Caustic Valley, fighting over Epsilon. Alright, let's take a look at the map. So here is the map for the next drop. Caustic Valley Conquest. Both teams fighting over Epsilon. My childlike, very simple squiggles for this map. What I find interesting is that if both teams drop from Charlie spawn, you can instantly see each other. Instantly see the opposing team across the valley here. So I've seen a lot of teams bringing long range mechs, typically Dapper, not very many laser builds because it's a long range but very hot map, so lasers don't often work that well here. I've seen teams bringing Lerms as well, so it could be Lermageddon. The last time I saw Lerms taken on this, it did work initially quite well, but then they got pushed. And of course, once you move into range on a Lerm mech, if you've got anything even remotely brawly, you've got a big advantage. I'm expecting both teams to send at least one of their lighter mechs out to Epsilon, so there's going to be initial scrap there, and then probably a trade across the middle here. But that's just my guess. Alright, both teams locked. We are good to go. And we're launching.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
So what are we seeing here? Toddlers in a mosh pit, Annie to a Direwolf Prime, Bushwhacker, Vapor Eagle, and Cicada. Okay, that's interesting. Cicada's a good choice. Fairly quick. The others are long rangey, I suspect. Also good choices. Arsenal are bringing a Corsair for the anti-Lerms, a Hunchback, Madcat Mark 2B, Bushwhacker, and Vapor Eagle 4. So I think they're going a little bit more brawly here. I'm not sure how this is going to work out for them because they are taking a lot of damage on the approach. Oh no, Carl Y is once again living up to his name, down to 71% already. Zaphod and Zapsticks are losing armour quite quickly, Zaphod especially. Toddler's in a mosh pit laying down the long range fire. Now Arsenal taking cover behind the rock here. There is a strike behind them, I don't think they've seen it. Luckily it is an airstrike and not artillery, so it doesn't do much. Zaphod in the Corsair is taking significant damage. He really needs to be in the back there utilising his AMS rather than out the front. Oh no, Carl Y is gonna go down shortly if he's not careful. I think Toddlers in a mosh pit can smell the blood in the water now. They're slowly being more aggressive. Of course their long-range mechs don't need to do anything, they can just sit right back there. Arsenal doesn't seem to have an answer for this at the moment. Yeah, Zaphod goes down. Oh no, Carl Y is going to be next if he's not super careful, but he's not, so he goes down as well. Arsenal down to 3 pilots now. They've got good cover here, but they're pinned and they're taking fire from different angles. Zapsticks is going to be the next victim. Goes down very quickly. Gator Beta heavily damaged. Toddler's in a mosh pit. Davohax is in pretty rough condition in the Direwolf. Otherwise, the rest of Toddlers are fairly fresh. Vindicated, taking heavy fire, being focused. Gator Beta goes down, Vindicator's soon gonna follow him. And that's the game. Well played, Toddlers in a mosh pit. They took kind of the meta for this particular drop week. And I like what Arsenal attempted. They attempted to do some kind of push strat. It's very difficult to execute that on this map though, especially when your opponents can see you as soon as you drop in. There's just... yeah, it's a really difficult one to pull off. But kudos to them for trying. Let's check out the stats. Yeah, the Annie up there for Timp, doing very good damage, 738, followed by the... oh, the Bushwhacker did well. Just ahead of the Direwolf. Yeah, good damage spread from those guys. On Arsenal's side, pretty good damage spread again, not as high as Timp, but they did take a lot of punishment when they were moving into cover near Epsilon. Zaphod went down for 11 damage. I'm not sure what happened there. Oh, he was in the Corsair, wasn't he? So he had the AMS job, but he wasn't able to do a lot of damage. That's unfortunate. But anyway, nice try both teams. Let me update the scoreboard quickly. Scoreboard now looks like this. Next map is Mining Collective. Both teams fighting over Theta. Mining Collective is to be fought by 1 medium, 1 heavy and 3 assaults. I've just figured out I should be down here in the casting channel and I wasn't, so here I am now. I might have been talking for the last half an hour and no one could hear me. God, I hope not, because that would be really bad. So, Conquest Mining Collective. Both teams fighting over Theta. 1 medium, 1 heavy, 3 assaults. Let's take a look at the map. Here's the map with my random squiggles all over it again. The circles represent points that I find interesting, good perch points for mechs with jump jets to get up onto the high ground and cover Theta, try and poke at each other across the map. And of course these lines are general push points if either team chooses to do something a bit more brawly and try and take an early cap lead on Theta. Team 2 has good lines of sight onto Theta, so From Team 1's point of view, it's not always a good idea to run up there and try and take it straight away. I don't know, maybe they can get an early cap, but I'm not sure how healthy it is for them to maintain a presence there for too long. I really couldn't call it on this. I mean, I've seen a lot of tradey teams working their magic on this map. I've also seen some attempts at Brawl, which can work out. I mean, there are some good paths, there's some good cover on the approach. It can work very well. Looking like both teams are nearly ready now. Team 2 is locked, just waiting for Team 1 to make some final adjustments. Team 1 is also locked, so we're good to go. Let's get into it. Arsenal, if they can, really need to score some points if they want to retake that third slot in the division. So far, Toddlers in a mosh pit performing very strongly. Even though I'm not really going to count round 2, the first 5v5, because Arsenal was down by a pilot. I don't want to take anything away from Tim because they are playing a very strong game.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
So Arsenal, Orion, Madcat, Annie, Crab, and a Marauder. Toddlers in a mosh pit, Wk5, I love that mech. Another Annie, another Orion, Direwolf Prime, and another Marauder. Solid choices from both teams, don't really see anything ugly here. It looks like there's no messing around. Arsenal are taking the Brawl approach, here they come.
Theta is controlled by the enemy.
They should have been spotted, they have been by Toddlers. Yeah, Arsenal are not messing around. Iron Ninja needs to be careful in that Marauder, he's going to get picked off early if he's not. They could push straight over on top of him, and it looks like that's exactly what they're going to do. Zapstick's taking early damage there. Actually, Arsenal veering off onto the side to try and take the cap point. This is kind of good, kind of bad. It leaves them in a vulnerable position. Taking fire from across the way there. Zapsticks has taken a lot of damage. He's going to go down if he's not careful. This is turning into a brutal little scrap here. Vindicated taking heavy damage in the Annie. Oh, crikey. Toddlers loses a pilot. The Wk5 goes down for Shadow. Arsenal in bad shape. They've lost 2 pilots. Zapsticks is a stick. He's lost both arms. Iron Ninja in the Marauder goes down next. Let's see, what do we have? 3 pilots, both teams. I'd say Toddlers are in a slightly better position because they have a lot more armour, relatively fresh. Arsenal loses another pilot, now down to Oh No Carl Y and Trey Dog. Bit of a scrap going on here. The Orion wins it. Oh no, Carl Y is now on his own. I don't think he is going to be able to get much done here. Certainly not against a fresh Annihilator. And he goes down last for Arsenal. That was short but sweet, a brutal game. Nice attempt at a push there by Arsenal. Toddlers in a mosh pit took up firing positions over here and laid down some very effective fire on Theta. So as soon as they saw Arsenal move up there, they had, yeah, I think they had, well, you can see the results. But regardless, well played both teams. So taking a look at the stats. Once again, good damage spread from Timp. The Annie and the Marauder both doing solid damage. The Direwolf doing solid damage as well, all up in the 6s. The Ryan, yeah, good performance all round. And actually there's no weakness either from Arsenal this time. Good damage spread, I like it. They made an attempt at a push, it didn't work out for them this time, but you know, it's a good attempt, and I like to see that done sometimes. When it goes tradey every time on that map, it can get a little bit dull. But there was no such dullness here today, and they have picked up a couple of points with 2 kills on Timp, so that's good news for them. So here is the scoreboard. Next drop, final drop of the match is River City. Alright, River City is a little bit more interesting in terms of drop deck composition. I believe, if I've got the rules right in my head, there is a tonnage limit of, I think, 250 tons. And within that 250 you can take pretty much whatever you want. You're allowed to have 2 duplicate mechs, so you can have 2 mechs that are the same as each other, and the rest of them have to be unique and individual, but you can take whatever you want within that tonnage. I've seen a lot of brawls, a lot of fast brutal pushes. That's about all I've seen actually. I haven't seen much in the way of attempts at long range tradie. So let's take a look at the map. And here it is, my childish drawings all over the map once again, both teams fighting over Theta, arrows of where I think they're going to push, dotted lines of good firing line positions to take, but I don't see that happening here. To be honest, I'm expecting a fairly straight push into the middle, probably both teams spreading out the tonnage allocation evenly across all of their mechs. Could be wrong though, you never know. Often some of the most interesting drop decks come out of the lower divisions, so we could see something really funky here. Who knows? Right, team 1 locked. Team 2 also locked. Let's get into the action. Final drop of the match. I shouldn't pick favourites, and I'm not, but I'm kind of rooting for Arsenal to pull off a win in the final drop here. They definitely need the points. But Timp have been playing very strongly this evening.
Command coming in. Capture and hold the resource points. Stop any hostiles that get in your way.
So let's see. Toddlers in a mosh pit are bringing a Rifleman 2C, that's interesting. That's going to be Overwatch somewhere. A Vulcan 5T, love that mech. Bushwhacker. Yeah, Bushwhacker. Yeah, that's another good choice. Good tradie. Good tradie mech. Another Rifleman. Okay, this could be something a bit different. And Shadow Gamer is in a Locust. Arsenal are bringing a Vapor Eagle, a Huntsman, a Cougar, another Vapor Eagle. Those Vapor Eagles are strong performers. And a GRFAR. I don't recognise that acronym. I need to go check that out. What is that? Well, there you go. It's an Ares. 4 medium pulse, 2 SRM, 6 Brawly. So Arsenal are not interested in Theta to begin with. They are interested in doing a 5-man push, kind of 5-man. The Cougar has actually got PPCs, so he's going to sit back. Arsenal moving up to the Citadel. 2 Riflemans and the Bushwhacker sitting back up here on the airfield. They've got a good position to lay down fire from here, definitely up on top of the Citadel, but it's not going to help them hitting the people behind it. Shadow Gamer is making a proper nuisance of himself. He needs to be careful though, because pilot skill can take you a good long way, but up against 5 people, I don't know if this is such a good idea for him. Sooner or later someone's going to get a lucky shot, and he goes down. Yep, there you go. I thought that might happen. Nice little confidence boost for Arsenal. Can they convert this into a wider win? It's going to be difficult for them to push up on the riflemen. But it looks like Toddlers are repositioning now. And Ninja keeping an eye on them from up on the Citadel here, so at least Timp know where their opponents are. Do Arsenal know where Toddlers in a mosh pit have repositioned to? I don't think they do at the moment. Oh, maybe they do now. Oh no, Carl White poking around the corner there, and he paid for it, down to 64%. Go to beta, getting some good hits in with the missiles. Vindicated out in the water, out in... 3 of them now out in the water. Dapper hacks down to 62%. Taking some serious damage from those missiles. He needs to be careful. Arsenal playing a pretty solid game so far. Trade Dog needs to be more careful though, you cannot sit in the water. That is a bad move. Davo hacks should be a stick, I think. Oh no, he's still got one arm left. Oh no, Carl Y attempting to convert this into a kill. And he goes down. Looks like, oh no, Carl Y is going to go down in exchange though. The tickets, however, have been firmly ticking away in Timp's favour. Like 170 tickets now, and there's 4 minutes 20 seconds left. Arsenal heavily damaged across the board. Trying to push in now. Iron Ninja goes down for a Toddlers in a mosh pit, now down to 2 remaining pilots. But both pilots relatively fresh compared to what Arsenal have left. Trade Dog, I'm not sure if he's got any weapons left. Vindicated, I believe, has got something left. Up against a fresh bushwhacker there, I'm not sure how long he's going to survive. He's definitely guarding a torso.
We've gathered enough resources. This triumph will provide us huge tactical benefits.
So Vindicated finally goes down. Really solid effort this time from Arsenal. I mean, they picked up an additional 3 points. I thought they could have had it there at one point. They did very well actually. Yeah. Well played both teams. Timp takes the win again though. So Let's check out the damage one last time. Looking at the stats, no obvious weaknesses. Both teams played very well. Both teams good damage spread across the board. Arsenal managed to pick up 3 kills there. Good job. Timp, of course, took the round in the end. Excellent play. Final scoreboard looks like this. I've invited both teams in for an interview. Let's see if we get any takers. Alright, looks like there are not going to be any interviews. Both teams feel like it was fairly obvious what happened and not much to talk about, which is fair enough. I'm not going to argue with them. So anyway, oh, actually, hang on. Vindicated is here for Arsenal. Let's see if he wants to come down for a chat.
There's gonna be a one.
Hey, Vindicated, did you
Hey,
did you come down for a chat?
how's it going?
It is not going too badly, thanks. How's it going for you?
All right. Well, it was kind of obvious what happened, like I said.
Yeah, I mean, you had a rough time, especially on the second drop, the first 5v5, you were down a pilot. I've got to give you kudos for going for it anyway, and I think you put up a good fight considering the disadvantage you were at there. But I guess there isn't much to talk about really. Let me see what was the most interesting. That last drop was kind of interesting. I thought you did a good job. You took 3 scalps. There was some long-range fire coming in from Timp. You got onto the Citadel. Just talk us through it from your point of view.
Yeah, well, that last game, we saw the rifleman, so we kind of knew we were going to take cover from them. But they caught on to that. So we tried to like take the backside of the Citadel, and they caught on to it, so they weren't peeking at us. So we had to push back into the city.
Yeah, I saw their Fleek come in early. He got a bit too big for his britches, and yeah, well, he died fairly quickly once he conned on to what he was up to. And then
we had ATM, so that was kind of lucky for us.
Yeah, I thought, wow, they could have this last drop, and I was rooting for you, but it wasn't to be. But I mean, it was damn good effort. What about Mining Collective? Usually, a lot of teams that I've seen playing go tradey there, but you decided to go brawl. What was your thinking behind that?
The range in that map is short enough that we could have pulled it off.
It was a good attempt. You got up onto the ramp there, but instead of pushing straight through, I saw two, maybe three of you peel off onto Theta and try and take the cap. I think you lost a lot of armor there. That oh, Davo Hacks is here as well. Let's drag him down.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey Davo.
Hey.
Hey, did you say Vindicated?
And Myriad Digits is here as well. Yay, more people, more talky stuff. Vindicated, and I've just been talking through the last drop.
Yeah.
How did that go from your point of view?
I mean, it was definitely the most strategic spread. I think that we had to change position a couple times, and it was waffling there kind of in the mid game because those locks got in range, the PPCs got in range, and we started getting focused. Yep.
Timp was definitely playing the more tradey game there. They had some good positions, some good firing lines on Theta. When you peeled off and tried to take Theta, when Arsenal did it, yeah, it kind of cost you a lot of damage there.
Yeah, and we were kind of waiting around, seeing which side they'd poke from.
It was a good attempt at a brawl push, though. I mean, I like it. It was different. I think most teams take tradey mechs on that. And you tried to do something a bit different. Didn't entirely work out. Maybe you were a bit hesitant. How do you feel about that?
Are you talking to us or Vindicated?
All of you, yeah, just chip in, have a conversation.
Yeah, okay. I was super surprised they took back the city side. I thought we had a solid firing line and they were going to go from that citadel, and then all of a sudden their whole team goes right back to the city again. They can't really touch them.
Yeah, we made a call back there to push back into the city because your rifleman was in the city, so we were trying to like swarm him. I think
that worked.
My side got opened up.
That push,
on
yeah.
Bakery.
I thought Arsenal was in a good, had a good chance to take that last drop on River City. At one point, and when he took down their Flea fairly early, he got a bit too brave for his own good. Went up against 5 mechs, and yeah, well, he died.
I was actually pretty low on ammo towards the end there, so yeah, that would have just been like a gimme kill.
Right. So let's see, any other maps you want to talk about? Forest Colony, we knew that Arsenal was down 1 mech to begin with, so they had a bit of a disadvantage there. That was a straight brawl, so nothing much to talk about. What about Crimson Strait? How did you feel that went?
Our major thing was we were going to just approach the city and then try to pull them over on our side of the beach. So it worked at the cost of a couple of our mechs, but I was pretty much pinned behind a rock and a linebacker, but I was going left, and that mech's charging me and dying. Right, that mech's charging me and dying. So I was pretty crippled, and then everybody just started peeling off.
On that map, I decided to take an off-meta mech just to take some stress off the game.
Oh, what'd you take?
Laser Vomit Firestarter.
Yeah, we saw that.
Yeah.
What was your damage on that one?
I don't remember. Maybe 200 something. Should be
okay.
Around there.
I'll be honest. I'm always a fan of peculiar fire starters. I've got a heavy Gauss fire starter lying around in my mech base somewhere.
That's interesting. Maybe you should take it for a comp match. Heavy Gauss. How many tons of ammo can you fit in there? Can't be very much.
I think it's like 2.5 or something.
Okay, that's not too bad. Alright. So I guess the last map I'm interested in covering is Caustic Valley. I Arsenal, you took an interesting choice there. I think you tried to do a more brawly approach. The thing about Caustic Valley is that you can see each other from the Charlie drops on both sides immediately as soon as you drop in. So I saw Timp bringing long-range Wk5 Dapper, and I thought, yeah, that's fairly meta for this. But Arsenal, you chose to do something different. Just talk us through that if you can.
Well, first off, there's a problem that a lot of these guys don't have that much mech choice to begin with, but we were anticipating some sort of lurmage on that map. So we decided to take a course here and stuff that would counter lurming if it came to lurming.
Yeah, I saw the Corsair. I think he shot down a fair few missiles, even though there weren't that many on on Tim's side. But he couldn't do a lot of damage. What weapons did he have? Do you know?
I don't know. It looks like could have been Rex, I suppose. Could have been the standard Rex build.
I just wanted to not make the mistake of running a UV again. So I invested in the Prime. But yeah, that map was interesting. Just with we spent all week kind of basically just facing each other right from the drops and deciding what we were going to do. We were afraid of more trades and some like long range flanking from the hills opposite the cap. So we definitely weren't expecting a brawl push. That's for sure on the cap.
Yeah, it was certainly unusual. Yeah, it was a good attempt at it as well. I mean, you got right up onto the cap point there, but then yeah, you were kind of pinned down from all directions, and I didn't really see there was much you could do. But it was a good attempt. So, is there anything else you fellas want to talk about?
Just glad. Thanks to Arson for playing. Good games. Arsenal.
Yeah, thanks. I did want to mention on the caustic map, I would have actually learned if someone had a awesome or a Fafnir to go along with it. But again, mech choice. We don't have too much to go off of. But yeah, thanks for playing this week. I'm just happy that we were able to even make it.
We'll stick with it. I mean, we were in the same position a lot last season, and it's still experience.
Yeah, we are very familiar with, first comp just being a rough ride.
So this is your first season as a team, Arsenal? Vindicated?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well then, kudos to you. We need all the teams we can get in here, more the merrier, right? And yeah, I agree with what Timper's saying. It's a rough ride, especially a first time through, playing teams with more experience and a wider array of mechs to choose from. But stick with it. Yeah, I hope to see you come back for the next season, whatever that is.
Yep. Thanks, Dubious, for casting this game.
Oh, you're welcome.
Dubious.
Thanks, Tim, for playing and being patient with us.
Hey, no problem.
Alright, thanks fellas. Everyone watching, thank you for watching. Have a good evening, and yeah, we'll catch you later. Bye bye.
Thanks, bye.